In 1878, a young man grew up in the state of Georgia, then the Russian Empire. This young man would have a number of medical issues in his early life, ranging from a conjoined toe on one of his feet to an arm being stiffer and shorter than another because of a car accident. This young man, Joseph Stalin, would eventually attend seminary school at the age of 16, where, upon being close to graduation, missed most of his final exams, and also, in diary notifications from the school, said he actually missed payments on things. But this young man was also a Georgian nationalist, so he became attracted to the writings of a man named Vladimir Lenin, and as a result of that joined Lenin's Marxist group, which later became the Bolsheviks. Stalin, funding this new operation, had gone underground and become a full-time revolutionary because of the Russian government's crackdown on him. And as a result of the shockwaves of World War I, the Russian government destabilized. And Stalin, having paid or helped fund the Bolshevik organization by being a kidnapper, a bank robber, and every once in a while an assassin for the organization, began to rise to power along with Vladimir Lenin as the Bolsheviks moved into central power within Russia. This nation would eventually fall and become the Soviet Union, with the royal family of the Russian Empire being executed. Stalin, through brilliant political maneuvering of his own, managed to purge out anyone that opposed him, because as the party secretary, he put everyone he knew or trusted in positions of authority within the Communist Party in the new Soviet Union. So, as individuals like Trotsky were thought to be the successor of Lenin, Stalin moved in and took over the nation. And all of this has been a very large oversimplification of the Russian Revolution and Stalin's rise to power. But this all comes to you so I can talk about something called Calm Down, Stalin. Calm Down, Stalin, a game that combines elements of time management with preventing global war. Unlike many other Cold War-themed games, your focus isn't on the conflict, but rather preventing one. Calm Down, Stalin introduces you to the game by simply giving you a pipe and a large red button. Despite how much you want to push the button, it's basically a button that causes the end of the world. But, all in all, the button actually serves a purpose. Behind Stalin, there's an enemy invasion timer. And once that timer reaches the dot in the upper left-hand corner, all-out war begins. So by basically threatening and waving your finger over the big red button, you effectively push off the enemy invasion. And in a way keeps the warmongers of the world at bay. But back to the game. It's an interesting combination of time management and stress relief. Running the USSR is difficult work, and this impacts Stalin's stress level. You have to make sure you keep it under control, otherwise Stalin might have a heart attack or something along those lines. The longer you play, the more items you gain. For example, you get a telephone, which rings and you have to answer it, otherwise Stalin's stress level goes up. But ultimately, a failure to answer the phone also influences state integrity, because the game has 3 other values that are overall influenced by gameplay. And not to mention you get a pipe, which Stalin can smoke. But anyway, that allows Stalin to relax while smoking. So the game overall is a balancing act of preventing invasion, while trying to not accidentally hit the button that basically destroys the world. It looks pretty easy, but actually the game can get kind of challenging after a while. You get pretty fatigued trying to keep up with all the things Stalin has to do. That includes answering the phone, hitting the lamp that's blinking, keeping your finger over the button to make sure the enemies don't invade you. It's rather challenging, and it seems like the longer you go, the more tired Stalin gets. So the closer you wave your finger to that button, the faster the invasion clock goes away. But Stalin has a tendency to lean and might actually hit the button. So all in all, Calm Down Stalin is a unique title that if you have a free $5 in a Steam account, is almost worth checking out. I mean, if you like the gimmick as much as I was captivated by it, it'll definitely be worth your time and investment in just playing around with the game, because it's really just something you can pick up and start playing almost immediately with relatively no, I would say, learning time or drawback to it, because it's a very individualized game. But it's just one of those time management games that some people seem to enjoy. But ultimately, one of the things I find the most amusing about this title is that years ago, when Stalin assumed power and began purging the party and took over Russia in such a very dark and hard way, he sent thousands, perhaps millions of his own people to the Siberian gulags. And many of those people, to avoid being beaten in vital areas by the guards, would tattoo their chests and other regions of their bodies so the guards wouldn't deface the tattoos. So it's a very intriguing change in this man's former deity and cult status among the Soviet Union to being changed into this almost comedic relief, which is definitely a sign of the times and how far we've come. But thank you for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day, evening, or whatever it is you're doing. If you like this content, I highly suggest you check out my website, HistoricNerd.com. I also highly suggest you check out theconsoleexplosion.com. It has a number of other content providers there that generate quite a bit of good work that you might find enjoyable. If you want to say something to me directly, feel free to contact me at @HistoricalNerd on Twitter.com. So feel free. Alright, thank you very much for dropping by. Have a great night, evening, or day, whatever it is you're doing. Bye.
Stay. Alright. That looks terrible.
Okay, alright. Here,